there we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Arm Wrestling tonight. This is Hollywood Matt Connelly with the double biceps. It is in the contract a legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. We are appearing on camera right this minute. The man to my left could be to your right, depending on what side of the screen you are facing. It is none other than the co-host, the co-founder, the co-breather of air, the co-wearer of clothes in this very room. It is none other than the master of disaster, the king of sting, the Count of Monte Cristo. It is Thunderlips, the ultimate male. It is your friend and mine. It is the winner of the Dave Stockbridge of the Year Award, the illustrious award held by the illustrious man with the illustrious trophy, illustrious beard. It is none other than Dave Stockbridge. Stockbridge, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Hollywood Matt Connelly. It's a very warm welcome, as always. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody that's watching this. Of course, if you're watching this tomorrow night, happy New Year's Eve. So what a wonderful night to be able to share with people what is coming up. And that is exactly what we're going to do tonight, Hollywood Matt Connelly. We're going to be talking about Last Man Standing. That's the format of event that we've got coming up here on the 18th of January at AWE. We've got Mateo Rungi, the Beast, Heather Morris coming over from New Zealand. We've got AWE triple champ Brett Coots making his way over the border. We also have Ryan Bowen making his way over. Looks like Chetna might be on the plane as well, so she might find her way onto the table yet. And we have Barrio Tambakis, who you can also see on screen right now, and Josh Barker has also confirmed, along with some rising superstars like Danny Wojcik, who is a standout 18-year-old from Adelaide, who will be on the table, just coming fresh off benching easily 190 kilos yesterday. So it'd be very, very interesting to see that young man on the table after he impressed everybody he jumped on the table with at the very, very recent Over the Top tournament. Hollywood Matt Connelly, some of the rising stars and superstars of the sport here on this side of the planet will be competing. You'll be on the mic as usual, and of course we have a lot to talk through tonight, including the final 10 minutes of the last man standing event, just to whet your appetite and give you a sense as to what you will be seeing on the 18th of January. Of course, registrations are still open, so if you're an arm wrestler and you want the chance to win $7,500 on the 18th of January, that's $2,500 going to the athlete that is on the table the second that the clock strikes 60 minutes. Then you will be walking away with $2,500, or you can win $5,000 if you're the athlete that spends the most time in the king position at the end of the hour. So there's $7,500 in prize money on the table on the day. If you want a slice of that action, then we suggest you head over to the AWE website right now, where you can register. Registrations will be running up until the final days of the event, but don't leave it to the last minute. We would love to see you register now, and on screen right now is exactly how you can do it. Longest time in the king position, $5,000. Be in the king position at the end, there's $2,500. Who can enter? Absolutely anybody with an arm. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible and as successful as possible. Of course, if you don't feel like chancing your arm on the day, then you can certainly come along and enjoy the after pool with some of the biggest names in the sport on this side of the planet. Hollywood Matt Connelly.
Absolutely. That's one of the highlights of going to an event, is being able to get on with people that you'd never be able to previously. And you might never got the opportunity to go to an event where you can pull Mario Tabakis, Brett Coots, Ryan Bowen, Josh Barker, Mata Warangi, and not only can you get on the after table, but if you do compete in that, you're more than likely going to have matches against them, and it might not be just one. You might be going against them like 10, 15 times. So if you've ever dreamed of testing your skill out against some of these top guys, here is the opportunity, and it doesn't matter how many times you fail, because you're still going to get another go round.
Exactly right. It is 1 hour of arm wrestling, no breaks. A loss for slipping, it doesn't really matter. You slip, that we're on to the next one. There will not be 5-10 minute setups, nothing like that. You're on the table, you're gripping, you go. That is it. This is arm wrestling in what some might say is purest form. We're not mucking around. This is the opposite to WAF rules. You are going to see more arm wrestling in that hour than you'll see in any other format of arm wrestling seen anywhere around the world. And if you are an arm wrestler and you haven't yet competed in this style of format before, then you will have that chance to grip up with some of the biggest names in the country multiple times. And who knows, if you are that man at the end, if you are that last man standing, you'll be walking away with $2,500. So it's a big event. We're very, very excited about it. It's the 18th of January. Register now. But tonight, we're going to be taking you through what that looks like in the final 10 minutes of a last man standing event, as we did stage one a couple of years ago here in Adelaide. No, you do not have to take your shirt off, but if you're Tim Graham, it is always an option. And maybe you can set this whole thing up a little bit, Hollywood Matt Connelly. You were behind the commentary desk with the Aussie arm wrestler Jake Ward for this event. You were meters away from the table. You got to see every single match in that hour firsthand. You and Jake were the only two people who were able to see that live and in person. What was your feelings about this event moving into it, and then what was your experience of it at the time? And in reflection, what do you now think of the format?
Well, I had a great time doing it. It was like laughs the whole way through. Jake Ward is hilarious. He was making such funny commentary throughout, and it was just match after match after match. And it's almost like you were more talking about what somebody was doing as opposed to like who won, or it's like, well, guys would get dropping out because they were exhausted, and so you could talk about that. And then it was getting really hot in there, and plus going for an hour, that's why you're seeing half the guys. I think 5 guys had their shirts off by the end of it. And it was just an absolutely manic, crazy, hilarious spectacle of arm wrestling. So we'll have so we'll have a look here. I'm going to cue that up again for us.
Now we're setting this up a little bit. At the last 10 minutes, we had a couple of big names drop out by that stage. I think Hamza Hodzic, who is the current Australian under 80 kilogram champion, he had dropped out by this stage. You'd got
Ben
Big Ben,
Ettridge,
Big Ettridge. Yeah, who many might know as being one of our down refs at our AWE events. People might recognise the back of his head more than the front, but he's he'd also dropped out by this stage. And yes, where Laz and Tim both had the shirt off as we were getting there. Things were getting slippery at this stage, of course, because it was very, very warm in the room. And I probably made the wrong choice in wearing tracky dacks on that occasion. And Tim, no, that was just declared a win. No chance to fight back from that position. And Sharma. So we're now entering that final 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can see here Tim is going for that. He wants to hold the position until the end, and he's just flashing through everybody. The biggest competition for him right here is going to be Las Volta. We'll see how this plays out. No, he tries to get the pin. Not sure what the call was there. What did Steve say? I think they're going to restart it. Maybe there was an early start there. But Tim is strategically trying to get quick pins to keep that king position. He knows there's only 10 minutes left, and he's going to try to just gas everybody out, just splash his way through, and getting the usual last arguments about the refereeing here. Very, very rare sight to see. But
and Tim Graham, many would recognise him as being our referee at most of our AWE. I think all of our AWE events actually. He's been behind the table, but on this occasion he was on the table and competing. He's a very, very handy arm wrestler. A lot of people know him as one of the OGs of the sport here in Australia. and Laz Bolter, who has also featured at AWE 2 from memory. He was, he was pretty happy with that. No, going back to the table. Laz Bolter hails from South Africa, now resides here in Australia, and is also somebody who was there very, very early on as the arm wrestling craze really started to take hold, and very experienced arm wrestler, and earns his way to the winner's side of the table. So he's now in the king position, now taking up a little bit of extra time strategically. I'm calling him up. Come on, don't worry about that, Nick. Let's just get what's going on. Let's get it. Come on. Let's get it going. I was also sensing a little bit of blood in the water, just hoping he had put his neck out there's like, what do we got to do to get him going?
I think I did pause the time here because I was like, I'm not letting this go get on. Like, you're not wasting the time doing this. It's like, all right, keep going. There's not much time left, lass. You've just got to make it through to the end.
Yeah, did that count? Did that count? You can see Lass. Look, he would. If there's a rule, if rules were elastic bands, he'd stretch them right to the point of breaking, wouldn't he? Ash Sharma, he's a rising star in the sport as well. He did so well in the last AWE tournament that we held, and continues to shine. For a young man at his weight, he is doing exceptional things. And here we go, and again, here we go. Yeah.
You can see a pattern emerging here that the guys that are holding that king position is Tim Graham and Las Bota, and they're making quick work of the rest of the field, trying to get them way through. But you've caught him there, and you've got over the king.
So I surprised myself then.
Yeah, that's right. What's this setup here? You're laying your entire arm on the pad, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think my bicep was completely burnt by this stage, and so I just didn't have anything left. She's so strong. He's such a strong top roller. Can't quite remember what happened from here. Whether he was just able to, you can see I've pronator everything. My biceps gone. Everything's gone at this stage. I'm just, here we go. Poor old lass coming back.
Yeah, this is why it's called Last Man Standing. It is a war of attrition, and
it really is.
People think, oh, well, there's no point going in because I'm just going to get smashed. It's like people get tired really fast.
Yeah.
if you have 50 matches in a row, like non-stop, go, like your arm's going to be wrecked, and it's like you've still got 40 minutes to go.
So at this stage, with 10 minutes to go, there's only four of us left. Is that right? Four or five. There's myself, there's Ash Sharma, there's Las Bolter, and there's Tim Graham. So it did come whittled down, didn't it? So from memory, we started with maybe 8. So down to 4, and so Ash was still looking very, very good at this stage as well. No, there we go.
The interesting thing with Ash was he took his shirt off halfway through the event, but then he put it back on again.
So then went back on. Yeah, maybe that was his issue. He really needed to keep the shirt off in order to give himself a chance. It seemed that there is a consistent theme between and really at this stage, I think we'd done the maths, and it was pretty much between Tim and Lass, with his nose in front, because Tim, especially in the second half of the hour, he was spending more and more time on that king side of the table. His experience and his conditioning was really starting to show through, and you can see, he was able to position himself and get those flash pins in, and just get his setup right in order to not in order for each match to not be as taxing, for instance, whereas certainly for a top roller, every time there's an enormous amount of inertia there required to be pulling out of position, a lot of pressure on the bicep and on the elbow, whereas Tim, with his conditioning, but also with this flash pin press through here, it was a nice simple movement. He was able just to lean in with the shoulder and earn himself a whole bunch of wins. So he was really finishing off very, very strongly.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and you could see the game plan on him. So you thought he was going to press there. He changed it up and went with the top roll. A lot of laughs from Tim there. I think he got one over on you at that point, but he's definitely sticking to that. You can see the shoulder commitment right there. He's just going to keep pressing, and he's probably in his mindset that you can see every single new opponent, he's chalking his hand up again. He's got his head down. He's very focused on just getting these flash pins, but he doesn't get through Las Botha there. Las able to reclaim the king position. There's not much time to go here, and everyone's starting to get a little bit panicked because they know that they want to be in that king position. There's maybe 3 minutes left or something. Oh, look at that attempt of a press from Mr. Stockbridge there.
Unsuccessful. And what's going on behind the scenes is that we're just running around. So there's like a little what would you call it, a landing. So right behind here, and you're having to come all the way around. It's probably a 15-meter walk out of one door and into the other. And we're starting to. You can see everybody's breathing pretty heavily at this stage because they are rushing through in order to get back on the table to give themselves a chance, because we don't know. You can see how quickly I'm looking to set up here, because we just don't know when the clock is going to strike the 60 minutes. So, and here's us. Come on, let's go. Get me on that other side of the table.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I think it's getting close. I could see myself on the video here. I'm looking at the time. It's going to be close. I think this may be the last round. 1 minute. Okay.
1 minute. Here we go.
Tim tries to press again. He doesn't get through. They're going to end up in a slip. Stop the timer and put the strap. So that's one of the things, is that you can't game the system by slipping. The timer does stop if you do slip. Although now they're goofing around, getting chalk and all the rest of it. Get back on there.
We're probably down to like 40 seconds at this stage. Absolutely. Everyone's getting a little bit nervous. Ash and myself are toe tapping at the other side. Come on, guys. Come on, get out of the way. And there we go. And Tim goes straight into Lass's wrist, has nothing there. And Lass, probably sensing that he's got everything he needs, just took a little bit longer than he needed to. Is it? Yeah, you can see he's like very conscious of the timing. And now he probably knows he's got what he needs on me. But he went straight through me anyway, which is curious, because I would have thought Lass would be a little bit more strategic on that and look to hold things up a little bit, wanting to avoid Tim if he could, because Tim was really his biggest competitor here, and probably is the greatest chance from losing. Look at these two taking all the time.
I paused it. You could see me pausing the timer because they're goofing around. I'm like, nah, none of this. I think this might be the last.
And Lass knows he just has to hold on here. There's only seconds to go.
40, what's it, 46? Was it coming up on it? I can't see the thing, but I reckon there's about 10 seconds left.
And I'm fighting on it. It's like, here's my chance, my one and only chance. And no, you're joking.
That's it. That's it. He's got it.
That was my great chance to walk away with the prize. And I can't believe I got so close. But Les bolted with his shirt off, walking away with the prize, giving the ladies all that they want as well. Who said arm wrestling's not a sexy sport? Look at these two young men on the screen right now. Hey, tell me arm wrestling doesn't have sex appeal. Look at that. Look at that. Just absolutely fantastic. Here we are, your winner. I get to hand over the prize. Look, it was fantastic. Lass is a fantastic arm wrestler as well, and apart from all the chalk flying around at training, I know he's a great asset there at the club, and somebody's got a huge depth of experience and very, very strong, and a very. Now I'm just trying to cast my mind to AWE 2. It was Lass versus. The young chap from Victoria.
Rhett Downward.
Rhett Downward, yes. And that was a very, very close match. It was very, very close between those two. And Rhett's got a fantastic reputation. I think might be coming back to the sport now after a bit of a hiatus. Young Rhett, I think.
I think he did quite well at the Nationals recently. I've heard his name again as doing very well in the last couple of months. So I can't remember.
Very encouraging.
Might have been at the Nationals, but yeah, he's back on board.
Well, that's good to know, and hopefully he can find his way to this AWE Last Man Standing event on the 18th, and maybe be walking away with one of these prizes or both of these prizes. It is possible that one athlete walks away with $7,500 on the big day. That big day being the 18th of January. This event is being held in Adelaide. It is open to anybody that wants to register. In Hollywood, Matt Connelly, how do people register?
You just got to go to the website, the www.awearmwrestling.com. It's the very first thing that'll load up. You'll see it, Last Man Standing. You just scroll down a little bit, and there is the registration form. In fact, I'm going to show you guys how to do it right now. Let's see it. Okay, so this is what you'll see when we load up AWE Arm Wrestling. First thing you see, Last Man Standing, Sunday, 18th of January. And it gives you a little bit of information there. That is the rules right there. If you click that button, it will give you all the details as to how the setups and the format of the event will go. And this is the critical aspect here. We need people to register. We want to make sure we've got the right numbers. And from our aspect in terms of planning everything, it does help us a lot if people will register. It'll only take you a couple of seconds. First, last name, email, phone number. That's all you got to put. And you don't have to pay anything on the day. It is $50 to compete, but you do have the opportunity to walk away with $7,500.
It's a good way to return. Back yourself, turn up on the day, give yourself every chance of winning. Hollywood Matt Connelly, I can't wait. The 18th of January here in Adelaide. Arm wrestlers from around the country, around the world should be making their way over if they feel like they have a chance of winning, either being there on the table at the end or spending the most amount of time on the table against some of the top names from around the country, or just want the experience of competing against some of their favourite arm wrestlers several times within the 1 hour. It's a great opportunity for all arm wrestlers, open to everybody, club arm wrestlers, those novices that are out there that may have never competed before. It's a chance for everyone to come along, have some arm wrestling fun, hang around for the after pool, and spend some time with your favorite arm wrestlers.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. Well, we might wrap things up there for tonight, but we'll be back. We'll be talking to some of the guys that are going to be the mainstays, the big feature athletes in the event over the next week or two. And we shall catch up with everybody right then. Thanks for watching.
All right, everybody. Well, have a very happy New Year's. We'll see you on the other side in 2026.
Thanks, guys.